dear students, today we shall learn how to plot distance time and velocity time graphs and calculating various physical quantities using these graphs. Before we start plotting the graph, we need to take care of certain points. Points to take care of while plotting the graphs. These are common for any of the graph. First, draw the two axes and label them. Okay, draw the two axes, x-axis and y-axis, and label them. Which measurement you have taken on x-axis and which measurement you have taken on y-axis. Then some observations, some data will be provided to you. Observe the data provided and decide a proper scale according to your data. What scale you will choose? You will be taking 2 blocks for these observations, 3 blocks, or accordingly as per the data you will decide the scale, a comfortable scale of course. Do mention the scale that you have chosen on the top right corner of your graph. This is very important, right? Let us plot one of the graph and practice this. I have made this distance time table for you, which shows that at 8 o'clock in the morning, the distance is 0. Distance covered by the moving object is 0. The object is at rest. At 8:10, it has covered some distance, and so on. Right? So let us try to plot the graph using this table. Now, when we are plotting the graph, we always take the component in our hands, the variable in our hand, which we can control on the x-axis. So here we should take time and also write the units here. Fine, in the bracket. On y-axis, we take the other parameter, that is distance, and we are measuring it in kilometers. Now, let's plot the points. Now, as you can see, I need 5 observations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They all are at equal intervals. I need 5 observations here, equal intervals. So, I can either 5 into 210, 5 into 315, 5 into 420. So, I should have accordingly, I should have those many blocks available there. If I assign 2 blocks for between each observations, so I can say this is 8, 8:10, 8:20, right? 8:30, 8:40, 50, and this is 9 o'clock. Fine. I cannot think of taking 4 blocks. Reason being, I don't have 20 blocks here. Similarly, if I choose 3, that means I assign a 10-minute time in 3 blocks. So calculating those fractions might be difficult, because if I say 3 blocks are equal to 10 minutes, so 1 block will be 10 by 3 minutes. So that is not going to be comfortable for calculation. So we should not choose that value which is going to trouble us. Okay, so either 2 or 4 blocks was comfortable, but 4 is not possible here with the available setup. So we have left the 2 blocks here. So this is the best choice on x-axis. So we can darken these points now. 8:30, 8:40, 8:50, and 9. Now on y-axis, I have a provision of leaving 4 blocks also between each observation. So there are more than 20 blocks here available to me. So I can accordingly choose the first value is say 20, then 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this gives me 60, 80, and 100. We should try to occupy the maximum place available to us on the graph paper. That should be our motive. Now, what is the scale that we have chosen? First, right, we have drawn the axis, we have plotted, marked the points also, we have chosen the scale. Now we need to mention this scale. The scale is on x-axis. We have on x-axis 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter is equal to 5 minutes. If this is 8, this is 8.5. So 1 centimeter is 5 minutes. Similarly, on y-axis, 1 centimeter is how much? 5, 10, 15, 20. So this is 5 kilometers. Okay, 1 centimeter is 5 kilometer, 1 centimeter is 5 minutes. So now let us mark the points. At 8 o'clock, this is 0. At 8 o'clock, it is 0. At 8:10, the observation is 20. 8:10, 20. We can circle this point. 8:20, 40. 8:20, it is 40. 8:30, it is 60. वो देखो हिल गया मेरे हाथ से ना. At 8:40, this is 80. At 8:50, this is 8:50. 8:50 it is. Fine. Now we can join these points. And you observe this is a straight line. Equal distance is covered in equal intervals of time. In such a case, the graph is a straight line inclined to time axis, right? Now, how this graph? This graph told us that the motion of the object is uniform. This graph can also help us in finding the speed of the object. Whenever we are dealing with the straight line graphs inclined to the axis, we can always find the slope of the graph. Slope is found for the straight line graphs. Now slope is equal to change in y-axis upon change in x-axis, right? Whenever we have to find the slope, our first thing should be choosing 2 points on the graph. Choosing 2 points on the graph as far as possible, right? And choose the points in such a way that you're able to look for the assigned value to this point or the coordinates of this point easily. Also, the 2 points that we choose should not be the ones that we have used for plotting the graph, right? They should be apart from these 2 points. Now let us write the coordinate of this point. We always write the x coordinate first. On x-axis, this value is how much? 845. It is 840. So this is 850. In between the two, x coordinate for this point is 845, and the y coordinate is 80, 100, exactly in between. So this should be 90. Fine. Similarly, for this point, the x coordinate is 85 and the y coordinate is 10. This is 10. Fine. So now we can say this is x2 and y2 for point 2. This is x1 and y1 for point 1. This is first point, this is the second point. So this should be change in y-axis for these 2 points. y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Or this can be, what is y2? y2 is 90. What is y1? It is 10. What is x2? 845. And what is x1? 85. So we can say 90 minus 10 is 80. And what we had in this? Kilometer. The unit for y-axis was kilometer. and over here 8:45 to 8:05, it is 40 minutes. Fine. So this is 2 kilometer per minute, or I can write it as 2 kilometer. This can be converted to hour. 1 minute is 1 by 60 hour. Denominator by denominator goes in numerator. 2 into 60, 120 kilometer per hour. So by finding the slope of distance time graph, we found the speed of the object. This was not provided to us. Just by finding the slope of the distance time graph, we could measure the speed of the object. So now in this case, you observe that when the time is 0, when you start taking the observation, the object is already moving with a velocity of 10 meter per second. It is not rest, and it is not at rest. When you started observing the motion of the object was already moving. Now after 2 seconds, there is a velocity gain of 30 meter per second, 4 second, 50, and so on. So every time there is a gain of velocity. Now let us plot the graph now. Again 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this time I need 4 points. So 4 into 4 can be 16, and even numbers are there, so calculation for the even multiples will be easier. So I can leave 4 blocks now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this can be 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. This can be 8. Similarly, I can choose here. Now here I need 5 points, not 4. This is 10. Fine, and it is not 0. So I am not starting from 0 here. It should be 10. I start from here. See, this is 10. Fine. So 1, 2. This is 3, 4. This is say 30. Fine. 1, 2, 10. 1, 2, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. Right? So I have divided accordingly. This division may not be like these points only. The in between points you can also mention for your comfort zone. Now here also you can say this is 1, this is 3, this is 5. You can write for these points for your comfort always. Now the next point is I need to mention the scale on the graph. On the top right corner, on x-axis 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter is how much? This is 0.5 second. It is not 1 second now. It is half a second, right? Similarly, on y-axis, the length of 1 centimeter, this block is of 1 centimeter length, is 5 meter per second. On y-axis, 1 centimeter is 5 meter per second. Again, we mark these points. At 0, this is where the speed is. The object is already moving at 0 second. 2 seconds, 30. 2 seconds, 30. 4 second, 50. 4 second, 50. 6 second, 70. 6 second, and this is 70. And 8 second, 90. 8 second, 90. Now if we join the lines, join the point, you will find that all these points lie on the same line, right? And similarly, again finding the slope, let's choose 2 points here apart from the part of the graph. So let's take these 2 points apart from the points that we have chosen to plot the graph. Again we write the points here. What is the value? What is the x coordinate here? The x coordinate is 7. Y coordinate is 80. X coordinate is 1. Y is 20. So if we find the slope, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1 80 minus 20. And what is x2? 7, and x1 is 1. So this is 60 by 6. 60 meter per second. Meter per second upon second is what? This is 10 meter per second square, the unit for acceleration. So we see that slope of the VT graph gives us the acceleration. So we observe that slope of the distance time graph measures the speed, and slope of speed time graph measures the acceleration. Now if suppose this is the speed time graph plotted for the motion of the object, speed time graph for the motion of an object, say we found that this velocity attained was 10 meter per second at this point, and the time taken was say 5 seconds. In 5 seconds, the object had gained a velocity of 10 meter per second, fine. And this is your graph plotted for the motion of the object. This can also help me in finding the distance of the distance covered by the object. How? If I find the area under the graph, area under the straight line graph, the area under this graph will be equal to, say this is point A, point B, point C. It is a right angle triangle. It is half of base into height, AC and BC. Half of base into height. What is the measure of AC? This measure is say 5, and this measure was BC 10. So I get it as 25. But what are the units? I multiplied AC with BC. Fine. So in AC is what? AC is in second, and BC is in meter per second. So that means whatever I am getting is in meters. So area under the VT graph measures the distance covered by the object. Fine. Now consider an object which started its motion from rest. For 5 seconds it moved with constant acceleration. So that means it should be a speed time graph. This is an acceleration. Speed is not constant. Now it underwent constant acceleration, and the speed gained was say 5 meter per second after 2 seconds. After 2 seconds you observe that the object was moving at 5 meter per second. This object continued to move at 5 meter per second for the next 2 seconds. This object continued to move at the same speed for the next 2 seconds, and in the last second, at the end of the 5th second, the object was again at rest. The object was again at rest. So you can say this part is the case when the object has uniform acceleration. So OA is the case when the object was uniformly accelerated. Fine. From A to B there is no change in speed, so you can say this is the time when the object is in uniform motion, right? And now from B to C, this object experienced the decrease in velocity. Okay, the velocity decreased to 0. Hence, this is the case of retardation. So just by looking at the graph, we can interpret this is the kind of motion the object is showing, the moving object is showing to us. From this graph, I can calculate the distance covered by the object. It looks like a trapezium, isn't it? It looks like a trapezium. So if I want to know the total distance covered by this object, so area under this graph will give me the distance covered by the object. So distance is, it's a trapezium, half of sum of parallel sides into the height. Now what are the parallel sides here? Parallel sides are AB and OC. Half of AB plus OC into the height. Now if this is the parallel side, this is the height. Height is, say, I can say this is A and D. Fine. The height is AD. So this is nothing but half into sum of parallel sides. How much is AB? 2 seconds. How much is OC? OC is, and what is AD? It's also 5. So half. So this is half into 7 into 5. So this is 35 by 2, that is 17.5. Right? Is that clear? We conclude that by measuring the slope of distance time graph, we measure the speed of the object. By measuring slope of speed time graph or velocity time graph, we measure the acceleration, and area under this velocity time graph or speed time graph gives us the distance covered by the object. Remember, we are talking about the straight line motion at present. Thank you.